It's the second round of the 2014 Mid-American Conference Women's Basketball Tournament. Then sophomore Nathalie Fontaine scored a game-high 17 points. In the quarterfinals, another game-high 17 points. And in the team's semifinal upset of Bowling Green, 10 points, 6 rebounds. And 14 more in the finals loss to Akron. Fontaine averaged 34 minutes a game over 4 days in Cleveland. The story, little known until now, however, is through all of that, the only feeling that Fontaine had in her right leg was pain. If she even had that.
My leg would get numb, literally all the time.
There would be times where it almost looks like she was dragging her leg, is that she'd have a numbness go all the way down to the back of her leg.
Probably the worst pain I ever been through.
On a scale of 1 to 10, she was probably a 13 in pain.
I was thinking to myself every game, like I didn't know if I was going to get through a game or not.
Fontaine had a herniated disc. It was encroaching on the nerves in her back.
If you think of a disc like a jelly donut, and if you were to basically step on the donut, you'd get a tear in it and the jelly would come out. And that jelly was pressing down on a nerve root, and that nerve is what innervates the whole right side of her body, or the lower half, so her legs. So basically anytime she would move, that fluid would press down on that nerve and it would cause pain to shoot from her back down to her toes.
But at no risk for further damage and her condition closely monitored, Fontaine played.
I didn't want to sit out any games.
Why?
Because this is important. Like, it was never an option. I didn't even think about it.
You look at that moment when she said, listen, I'm so important, I've got to keep playing through this. But not in an egotistical way, in a servant way. She knew what she was to this team and wasn't going to let anything get in her way.
Fontaine led the Cardinals in scoring 17 times that year. Statistically the best of her first 3 seasons, 574 points, second most in school history.
It just shows us that she was a fighter, and especially like with her back being in just shambles, definitely showed us a lot.
I learned more about Nat in that couple week span than I had probably in the year and a half leading up to it, when you see the toughness and resolve that she had to continue to play through such pain.
Following the season, Fontaine had surgery in Indianapolis. The relief, both physically and comedically, was immediate.
She actually jumped off the gurney and stated that she was hungry and she wanted to leave, and she actually jumped off the table.
We had to go and eat, so we went and got sushi, and I was like falling asleep at the restaurant.
That was the last of her pain, though. A fairly rare case with this procedure where there have been 0 setbacks. And up until recently, all that visibly remained was a back brace. Even that's gone now, too. And just ask Ball State opponents how Fontaine's doing.
Ball State's first lead since 7-6.
This season, the Swede is the only player nationally, sometimes one of 2, to average 20 points and 10 rebounds while shooting better than 50% from the field. She's also become just the 15th player in Mid-American Conference history to score more than 2,000 points, closing in on Ball State's school record, 2,091. That's held by eventual WNBA draft pick Tamara Bowie.
It's fun. I don't think of it that way, as being the best player coming through these programs, but yeah, it would mean a lot getting it and having people think of me that way, but I probably never think of myself that way.
Nat's whole mentality when she got healthy changed from, just trying to be a good player to now, how good can I be?
That's what's so cool about Nat is, like, she goes into that game like knowing, hey, I'm the best player like on the floor right now, and none of you can stop me. You can put all 5 on me, but none of you can stop me.
And rest assured, they do, but they can't.
Quickly into Fontaine, through the trees, she scores. That was a triple team.
The only chance they have to guard her and to keep her from going for 30 is they're going to put 2, sometimes 3, sometimes 4 underneath of her and try to keep her from going to the basket. I wish there was a stat that said, she scored this much against double teams and this much against triple, and this, because it would be astounding to see how many times she's just been able to play one-on-one this year.
The answer's not often. Not against Florida or Purdue or anyone. But that's the thing with Fontaine. It's not about one-on-one. It's not about her. Her success isn't the team's. It's cliche, but the team's success is hers.
She makes everyone else around her better. I can imagine for her at times to just be like, you know what, screw it. I have 3 people on me. I don't feel like showing up today to play, but she doesn't ever do that. She never lets her team down.
From the time Nat walked in the door, she's been the go-to player. She changed a program from a cellar dweller to a program that has expectations of being a champion. Just her. She was the one that came in and gave us that player.
And positioned the Cardinals for a shot at their second ever conference championship. The one thing missing from Fontaine's mantle.
Well, it's my last year, and I want to win, want to get a ring. I said that I'm not leaving Ball State without a ring, so.
A fitting ending for Ball State's greatest. Joel Godet, BallStateSports.com.